Every now and again, I have the pleasure in chatting with one of my past clients to reminisce of some of their challenges and successes that they've had with me helping them along the way with their online business. And today I had the pleasure of speaking with Chandler, aka Donstrumental, who is a reggae-based guitarist who managed to grow a following on YouTube during lockdown, and he'd even created an online program for them, but had no idea how to actually connect the two. So in this video, Don shares how he's gone from an offline reggae-based guitarist to running an online business. So without further ado, I'm going to dive straight on over into this interview. Hope you enjoy. So welcome, Don Chandler, aka Donstrumental. Thank you so much for joining me today. How are you?
I'm good, Tim. How are you doing? Nice to see you.
Very cool. Yeah, nice to see you. So yeah, thank you for your time today. The main aim of these chats is to really sort of share your story, how you came into the online world, what sort of successes and challenges you've had with your online business, and in order for people just to sort of get some aha moments or relate to your story and give them, a bit of encouragement, because this online thing is not a myth. It's possible, and you've showcased that really. So I guess let's just start with a bit about your background, really, before your online business. Like, what is your background, and who do you help, and how do you help them?
So I'm a musician, a teacher, and a record producer. And wow. Yeah, and I'm a touring musician. I've toured with quite big names. Probably the biggest name would probably be, I toured with UB40 for 10 years. And there's loads of names in between there. There's Craig David. I did TV with Lionel Richie, TV with Phil Collins. You might not even know half of this stuff.
Oh, I do.
But I did a lot in the reggae world. Reggae is really where I cemented my feet. So yeah, that's where I was first mainly known. So yeah.
Very cool. So you've basically been traveling the world with some big artists and just enjoying the travel, but not enjoying the travel, because the first thing you said to me was, I want to travel less. So like, was it a good thing or a bad thing, or did you were you fed up with the whole travel after you've done it for a number of years?
Well, it's as glamorous as people think it is. It's a young man's game, and okay, when I first started touring, you're jumping on planes and you're going from here to there, and you always stay in the best hotels. You've got a whole day to yourself to do whatever you want. So it was, in the younger days, it was pretty glamorous, good fun. Yeah, I loved it then. But as I'm pushing the age now, so and yeah, I was looking to slow down a bit. Around 2017, I decided not to go on tour anymore. And it kind of left me in a bit of a no man's land on where to go next. And I've been on this search of what I need to do, where I need to go, I've always been, my main thing has been, how am I going to sell music? That's kind of my main thing. I don't know how familiar you are with the digital music world, which is so Spotify and iTunes, to each stream, so per stream, it's like 0.0034 per stream. You need 1 million streams to make like $3,000, and then that $3,000 gets split between 1 million people. So yeah. So my aim has really been, how do I make a living out of this music industry after touring world is over? Yeah.
So is that what you were doing? You were making music for these online streaming services and then thinking, this is not making that much money. So I know this was sort of pre-COVID, but when did you start your YouTube channel? Because we'll talk about that in a minute. Is that around about the same sort of time?
So I think I put up an odd video pre-COVID, but that was never anything to do with my music world. I think you
didn't have much strategy behind it. You just published some teachings, I guess. Yeah.
Zero strategy. It wasn't even teaching. It was just me. I think I was in a hotel room, some part of the world, and I was just dabbling on something. I just stuck it up on YouTube, and those videos are still there. There's nothing really happening with them, but I'll just keep them there just for the sake of it. Yeah.
Okay. So then how did you get into the online space then? Like before, I guess it was COVID time when you started to put more music on your channel, or was there something that sort of preceded that?
I think just before COVID, I fell into Pat Flynn's world.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I read his book Superfans,
Yeah.
and that was when the concept of you don't need, a lot of customers to have a successful business. So I read Superfans, and then I think that led me to Tribes by Seth Godin, and
Yeah.
those two books alone sort of changed the way I thought about things. There's no need to be searching for this world domination, which is what most musicians are searching for. You just need to
Yeah.
find your small tribe that like what you do. And COVID hit, and there was no music at all. And I remember being one of the first people to catch COVID that I knew. So yeah, this is like early 2020.
Yeah.
And COVID hit. I thought, okay, this is only going to last for a couple of weeks. We'll be back to normal soon. First couple of weeks went, a month went, no work. So that was when it really hit home on what I'm going to do next. And, I dabbled in some little jobs. I think I did some driving for a little bit. And while I'm doing all this, I'm figuring out, right, how am I going to get back into music and make the music life work? Sure. And I came across Graham Cochran. I think Graham was, and I fell into Graham's world, and he's talking about, lead magnets and Kajabi. I had no idea what any of this stuff meant. And I think it would have been probably about 2021. And I just hit the link and joined Kajabi with nothing to sell. I had no idea what I was going to do. and I've been figuring it out since then. Yeah. I think I started working out how to collect emails. I was doing like MailChimp, and I had another thing called Lead Pages and all this stuff that ugly. It was really ugly and linked together, and I had no idea what I was doing. It was just a headache. Yeah. Then I went back to Kajabi. Still didn't know what I was doing, and I was going through all these different videos. It had Graham's videos, these 30 days of how to make Kajabi work, and it had Graham's, which I didn't find very straightforward. There's another guy, Lane Sebring. I don't know if you've come across him. And
I know all these guys.
Yeah, and then I came across your videos, and thought, this guy's talking to me. Simple, straightforward. Your videos were quite short, and I think I reached out to you, and you came back to me, and then I think I ghosted you for about 6 months. When you actually, I think when you actually came back to me, I was scared. So, and I think 6 months later, then we got in touch, and the rest is history.
Yeah. That's so funny. Let's just pump the brakes a sec. I just want to talk about your YouTube channel, right? Because when you reached out to me, you'd already had a YouTube channel, and it was growing. You'd already put content online. Whenever people reach out to me, the biggest challenge is really growing some kind of online digital footprint, online presence, because people like the idea of an online business, but some people just don't understand how to get presence online. But you were kind of my ideal client because you already had that. So just talk to anyone listening, really, when you started your channel, and you'd had a good number of videos on your channel and a good number of subscribers before you reached out to me. So tell us about sort of that journey, how that manifested itself.
So in the pandemic, it all started in the pandemic, and when I was figuring out what to do, and so I thought I typed in reggae bass just to see what tutorials there are, or what was going on. There was like two like authentic reggae bass players, but they were videos that had been posted for like between 5 and 10 years previously.
Yeah.
And you had a couple of like non-reggae bass players, just generic bass players teaching reggae bass, and I was watching the stuff and I was like, this stuff's rubbish. So
I can do better than that. Yeah,
yeah, it was exactly that.
It's typically the way.
This is nonsense. So so I posted one video. I didn't even think anything of it. I posted one video and just left it there. And I think I came back and did my second video. I didn't even know about stats and any of that stuff. So I just put the 2 videos up. I hadn't flicked the monetization switch or anything. And I came back one day, just randomly, probably a couple of months later, and I realized that those 2 videos had shot me into monetization. It was just 2 videos. So I was eligible for monetize. I think it's 2,000. I can't remember, 2,000 videos and 1,000 watch hours.
Yeah, I think it's 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. So that's usually the typical target for people who are starting a YouTube channel. And I think 90% of the YouTube channels don't have 1,000 subscribers; they have under. And you got that within a couple of videos.
I got that in these 2 videos. Yeah,
2 videos.
Yeah,
which bravo, by the way, that's amazing. Well done. Yeah. But for anyone listening, that's not typical. But your videos obviously popped, and you found your sort of niche, your sort of sub niche, really, of reggae bass.
Yeah.
So then, what happened after those 2 videos?
So after that, someone from another channel reached out to me first and said to me, they see that I'm doing this reggae channel, and they had put a reggae video up, and I think it was one of the ones that I had seen that weren't very good. So so they had invited me to come and do a course on their channel. So I went down to their studio and I put a course together. They offered me payment for the course, and I was like, I don't want to take anything. I just want to know how all of this stuff works. And that was my first foot in, because I did a course for him. Then I decided, I've done a course for someone else, I need to do a course for myself, because I hadn't done a course for myself at that time.
Yeah, 100%.
So one day, I think I just came into the studio. This is 2023 now. Yeah. I came into the studio one day. I just came in one morning. I wrote some notes down on what I'm going to do and how I'm going to put it across, and I banged out 10 videos in one day. I said, I'm not leaving the studio until I finished. And I did the 10 videos. I had all the course bits put together, the PDF and everything done. But now I had this course and I had no idea what to do next. And I could have gone back to the person that said that invited me to their channel, but I just wanted to, start afresh. And this is when I started reaching out, trying to find out, what do I do? Who do I talk to? Yeah. And came across you.
Amazing. So when you actually found me, you found me through one of my videos. That's basically how most people find me. What sort of size was your YouTube channel? Can you remember, in terms of like subscribers and videos?
I think around about then, I might have been hitting late 30,000 to 40,000. Yeah. It's quite surprisingly huge. I didn't have that many videos. I think I may have had like 20, maybe.
Yeah.
20 videos, if that. And I didn't know how to connect the videos into the course. I had no idea how to do any of this stuff. I think I had a lead magnet set up by then in every video that would take people across into Kajabi, but that was as much as I knew.
Yeah, sure. I mean, like I said before, you were my ideal client, not just in a way that you already had a following, an audience, a YouTube channel that had subscribers. You'd also built a course that I didn't know at that stage, but you'd had a course and you have the audience. And I think people were like, correct me if I'm wrong, were they like tapping you on the shoulder and saying, hey, where's your course? Where, I want to buy a course from you.
They were. They were like, and I had tried myself, I tried going into Kajabi and you click this link and, you're 12 hours later, you're still exactly where you were 12 hours ago. I did all of that frustrating stuff, and it just
Yeah.
wasn't going anywhere. And I tried going through the random videos, and it doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
yeah, so that was when
Yeah.
I had to reach out.
Yeah. So like you mentioned earlier, you reached out to me and then via my website, and I have a manual process where I reach out to people and say, hey, let's jump on a call.
Yep.
And then I heard nothing from you for like
That's
6
right.
months. And I was like, I hope my email hasn't landed in his spam folder. And then, so I then reached out to you again 6 months later, and I'm like, do you still need help with this online business thing? And then, yeah, you responded. So I was like, okay. So just talk us through what was going on in your head then.
I think 2023 was even though I wasn't touring, I was still doing a lot of local gigs, and I do like an
Yeah.
80s tour every year where I play for like hundreds of 80s artists, like Toya Wilcox, for the people that were around back in the 80s. Toya Wilcox, Jimmy Somerville, just loads of these 80s artists. Every year I do like from maybe Aprilish up until September, playing in festivals for these 80s artists. And it had kind of been shut down from the pandemic and COVID. 2023, everything just started coming back at the same time. I started getting busy playing again, and even though I was doing the online thing, my real income was back in live music. So
Yeah.
I was still recovering from what I lost from the pandemic. So anytime the phone rang, I was gone to go and do gigs. So I'm trying to do the gigs, and then I want to do this online thing, and it was a bit of a confused time.
Yeah.
So
No, and that's typically the way people they have to pay the bills, and so they follow what pays the bills. And God knows I've been doing like side hustles evenings and weekends until I went full time. So I really understand how difficult the dual hatted or multi hatted. But yeah, then when I reached back out, we started working together, right? So we decided to work together, and talk us through sort of what happened in our sort of initial weeks and months of working together, just trying to piece together all you had online, really, and what you'd had prepared.
So I had the course ready to go, and you came on board and started to we sort of ignored the course for a while. So you showed me how I need to make this funnel work and funnel the people through from my YouTube channel over into my world. So that was the first place where we started. I think it was getting a framework of YouTube together.
Yeah.
I thought, this is going to be a long process. I think we had 6 months together anyway, so I was in for the ride. I think the minute we straightened out the YouTube end, I think you made me put a link in my bio on YouTube as I put a PDF together. I don't know if you remember that, but I put a PDF together. I put that as my as a lead magnet in my bio of my YouTube channel, and it was like within weeks, my email list just shot up overnight. And I was like, I think this guy knows what he's talking about.
and that's where I got excited as well, because I just saw how engaged your audience was. I mean, it's all well and good having a big audience. People want subscribers and followers, but if they're not engaged, then it doesn't really make much difference. You need to have an engaged audience. So what you had a good number of subscribers on your channel, and I could just see how engaged they were. They were like taking you up on your like free opt-ins and everything. So they were just like raring to go and like tapping on the shoulder. So I was excited with, what would happen if we put a paid offer in front of them. So I mean, that's usually the first thing I do with clients is try and get their audience over to the email list that you own. You can do, you can download that email list from whatever platform you're using. So the next thing then, I guess, was to create an offer and put your course in front of people, right? So in a strategic way, and I remember telling you, because I think there was a bit of procrastination. I was like, right, let's put a date in the diary. And you were like, I work better under pressure. So I was like, right, let's work with this date. And then I just said, follow this process and trust it. What happened?
I think, especially for anyone watching, the main thing is belief. Even though you were telling me about all of my engaged audience, and okay, this is just words. It sounds good. It doesn't mean anything, but I think your phrase, the phrase of the year is trust in the process, and I was just trusting in what you were telling me, and we launched the course. I remember the day was coming up, and I was bricking it. Yeah, and I was like, who's going to be really interested in my course? And this is a waste of time. And but I had the old trust the process was ringing away in the back of my head, and they came, and I don't know if you remember. It was such a under pressure moment. I think on the day of every email, the pre-emails and the actual emails put out for the course, I was still writing the emails on the days that they were supposed to go out, where I'm so disorganized. And yes, I'll wake up in the morning, write the email and schedule it, and Tim, I've done it, and then it'll go out at whatever time, 2, 3 o'clock or whatever time it was. And I remember the first day, and it was the same thing. It's like, this is a waste of time. And I think within no time, it was like first ping, and then check in just on your first day of launching the course, you're obsessed with it. So you're just watching the numbers come in. And I think in that first day, I did like £3,800. Dollars, it would have been dollars. It was in dollars.
Yeah.
And the first day, and I was gobsmacked. I was like, what? I think we did 5 days, 5 or 6 days we did.
Yeah, that's right.
I was like, so there's going to be like 5 or 6 days of this. And day 2, it starts to dip a little bit, and it started dipping. So I thought, okay, we've kind of climaxed now. So, and then coming up towards the end, I'm waking up in the morning, writing my email that morning again, sticking it out. And then coming up toward the last 2 days, I noticed it start to rise again. And I think at the close of doors, we had done like $15,000. Yeah, 15,800 or something like that. And I was gobsmacked. I've got none of my, I've done music on Grammy nominated albums, Grammy winning albums. None of them have ever done that. None of them. So I thought I've been wasting my time all these years. Yes. So,
Thank you for being so honest in terms of your belief or lack thereof, in terms of like just following the process. And no, it's refreshing to hear an honest take on it. And yours was a typical sort of what I call like a launch profile. So as soon as you open the doors to a new program, like people are, those really excited to buy, they'll purchase and they'll get in straight away. But like then, like you say, it's a bit of a sort of tail off. But then those people that are last minute purchasers will be in the last 24 hours. And we saw that typical sort of hump at the first and then sort of spike at the end. So yeah, I just remember being in Canada and you were sort of messaging me and I was just like, oh my God. So I think you welcomed in like over 150 new students or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, it was about 150. Yeah. 155, I think it was. Yeah. It was amazing stuff.
Yeah. So congratulations. I mean, you deserve it. You've done all the hard work of building the following and everything, and then delivering on your program. And these people love the program. They just wanted more of you, and I think you had some live elements to that program as well. And I think on the live call, you just started jamming with a whole bunch of people who were on a Zoom call with you for a couple hours or whatever it was.
Well, that was the upsell. I had an upsell.
That's right.
Yeah, the upsell was that they just come on a Zoom call for an hour.
Yeah.
And it was a Saturday night. I wasn't doing anything, and because of the time differences, people were getting it wrong, and some people were coming in like half an hour late, and and I was enjoying it so much that I wasn't even watching the time. And
Yeah.
I think 3 hours later, I decided that okay, we've had enough now. But yeah,
Yeah.
they loved it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Very
good
cool.
fun.
No, wicked. So yeah, our sort of time working together came to an end, and then you recently reached out to me a month ago just to say that, hey, I'm going to try launching this program again because the doors were closed. There was a good period of time where your content that you were doing organically was increasing your email subscribers like day in, day out. And you're like, right, I'm going to try and launch this thing on my own, just following all your processes and systems. I'm like, brilliant. I think you asked like 1 or 2 questions and that was it.
I think there was one question. Yeah.
That was it. You're like, what do I do with this? And I was like, okay, you do this. You're like, brilliant. And then I just left you to it. I was like, let me know if you have anything. Talk us through the latest launch of this program.
I was having a conversation with a saxophone player actually, who's got quite a successful channel, and I was telling him what happened, and I'm not sure where I'm going to go next. And he said to me, "When did you last do your launch?" And so I told him it back in March. He went launch course again. That was it. And I was like, what's the same course again? And I looked at my email list, and I thought, well, it's not that much different from what it was before. I think there's maybe 1,000 or maybe 1,500 people more than before.
New, yeah.
And then I figured out how to send emails and avoid the people I've got the course. This is all new stuff for me now. I've got to work out how to get the email without plastering the people that have bought it already. I figured out all of that stuff, and then I started following the process again, and that was it. And I can feel in the pre-launch that these people want this. There's people out there that want this, and just launched it again. This time I kind of sat back and relaxed a bit. It was a lot slower than last time. Obviously, there's less people. Yeah. And I did 77 sales this time. Yeah, which was pretty good.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's music to my ears. You don't even have to. Yeah, I think like you asked me one question that you can you've learned all this stuff. You can go away now and you can crush it basically, and you can apply what you've learned. And you're getting to understand. I presume like the new students that you have, you've got more interaction with them, and some of them are saying like, oh, I want a higher level course, or I want this. So I think that's like food for thought for the future, right?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm looking at other products. I need my big ticket product still. Put that together yet. But even like the people that haven't bought some small tickets for these guys, and I can see the future now. Yeah, I can definitely see the future.
And that's what I was saying before we hit record on this chat. I was just saying that you've got a great basis, a great structure for an online business because you have that engaged audience. That is like the key thing. And you should be excited about like what's to come next. Like your creativity is the only limiting factor, really. Just engage with them and then offer them something else, which is very cool. So well done. As we were working together, you said to me, it's like London buses, all these things come at once. Now I've been offered this job to go on tour around the world, and I was like, you got to take that. So tell us what happened when we started working together, and then you had this other offer that you then took as well.
So I think you came on board about November 2023. Yeah, that's right. October we were chatting. October. So it's late 23, and then in December I got an offer for a tour, and I was like, oh no, I'm in the middle of this online thing now, and I'm kind of enjoying it. But it's one of the biggest names that I would have played with is Billy Ocean, and I'm like, how can I turn this down at this stage? And I took it, and I was a bit worried about, I'm gonna lose the whole online engagement if I take the tour. And I think the first set of shows actually sort of came around the same time as I was launching. It was all sort of happening at the same time, and And I went and did the tour, and it's been cool. I think we kept in touch while I was on tour and stuff. So yes, it's been working. It's been working.
Yeah.
It's,
Amazing.
time management is the key word, I think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what the beauty about building an online business is, you can build it in a way that works for you. And I think a lot of people get burnt out by trying to do all of the things. If you just focus on, so you're putting evergreen content on YouTube for free.
Yeah.
It's like content marketing, which is automated links back to your website and engaging with them that way. So lots working for you in the background, which gave you the capacity, right? To go and do a round the world tour with Billy Ocean. Hey, you've just come back from Australia, is that right?
Just came back from Australia. Did the whole of the UK, Australia. Going to Bahamas in February. Doing South America, and
amazing,
exciting stuff.
Take your online business with you.
I will do. Yeah, organize myself and have all my videos done before I go.
Yeah. And we actually got a chance to meet in person as well. So
you came to one of the shows.
Yeah. So when I was chatting to my wife what you were doing, he's like, "Oh, can we go and see him? Can we go and see Billy Ocean?" And so I was like, "Don, what's your sort of tour schedule looking like?" And there was one date that actually sort of lined up for us in Bristol, and it's not very often I get to meet one of my online clients, especially if they're from around the world, but we are obviously both in the UK right now. But it was great to meet you in person and have a catch up with you, which was and thank you for sort of hosting us, and it was great to see you do what you do on stage, which was fantastic.
For you to come back and see how rock and roll it is behind stage with cups of teas and coffee and
That's right. It was very bizarre. It was very surreal, but it was great. It was so fun. Yeah.
Good stuff.
So what's the future looking like for Donstrumental? What have you got next in play? I see that you have been embracing AI. I asked this AI question with everyone I chat to. Like, some people are scared of it, some people don't understand it, but I see you've been using it more just to sort of help with your copy, your email copy, website copy, stuff like that. How do you use AI in your online business?
So over the last month or so, relaunching the course, I've upped my YouTube game. I've been doing a YouTube video a week for the last 4 or 5 weeks.
I've seen, which is brilliant, and it might be quite a good touch point here. I think you were doing maybe like once a month or something like that, because people ask all the time, like, how often should I publish? And I think you were doing once a month, if that. Was that right? When we got to,
I think you're being generous. I think before I did this run of like 4 or 5 videos, the last one was like back in March or something like that. It was like 6 months ago. Yeah, it's terrible.
So it just goes to show of the engagement of your following and your subscribers. A lot of people would think, oh, if I don't post for a month or 2 months or so, my channel's dead. So I think yours was a good example of, it doesn't matter so much about the weekly or daily consistent publications. It matters what you are publishing and like who is engaging with that. So you had a very good connection with your audience. So carry on. You were using AI to help you with that, or
so getting the YouTube videos out, and because I was launching the course at the same time, so the copy to my email list, and AI's come a long way since we first started, and that was only like 6 months ago, and it just cut my workload in half.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah,
fantastic. So what do you use it for?
So for the copy, I tried going through the whole YouTube thumbnail thing with it, but I actually enjoy doing it myself with Canva. So I've gone back to Canva. It's mainly the copy, and I use it for like keep me on track. Check I'm doing the right thing. It'll tell me what I need to do next. I can get rid of what I think is rubbish and say, oh, this is a good direction to go in. And I think that's what it's really good for, to keep you on track with what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah,
like having some sort of virtual business coach. Yeah.
There's so many things that I haven't thought about. it came up with the idea for making a reggae pack, a pack of 10 tracks, and just sell that as a pack, and things that I wouldn't have thought of. So it's been great.
Yeah, very cool. So what does the next 5 years look like, do you think, for you and your channel and your business?
World domination. My thing has always been about my main goal has been, so reggae is sort of, it's almost dead in the water as a genre of music. It's not, if you mentioned reggae, everybody remembers Bob Marley, of course, because that was when it was at its peak. And over the years, it's sort of declined a bit. And my goal has always been to do what I can to bring it back to where it was, bring back the awareness. And this is my way of doing it. And hopefully I can grow this and, include other producers and help them to sell their music. And yeah, that's the main focus for, selling the music online, engaging with this new way of doing things. It's difficult to get it across to people that aren't in your world. When I speak to other musicians or artists, and I say, "Oh, you just need an email list," and they're like, "Oh, just get on Spotify. I just want to make a video," and it's quite kind of hard to get that over to them. But yeah, that's my long-term goal.
Yeah, very cool. Nice. So what would you say to anyone that is looking to start something online? I mean, I was chatting to a piano teacher the other day who was looking at like teaching more online. What would you say to musicians, anyone looking to start a digital business? Any advice?
I think if you've got your idea and the main thing for me was getting into the right mindset. Once I got into the mind, you watch his YouTube videos and you see Graham throwing around figures like 50 grand a day and for an hour, and you just think it's so far away, and that's never going to happen to me. But once you get into the world, and this is what you've done for me, and you've made that, I actually believe that 50 grand isn't miles away. It's achievable. So once you can get yourself into the right mindset, you can do anything.
Yeah.
I actually believe now, $1 million, pound, whatever, which seemed so far away before. It's like, okay, just got to get to work. Yeah. I believe I can get there. So for anyone that is dabbling and sitting on the fence, trust in the process. It works. Tim's your man.
Very cool. And if anyone wanted to reach out to you, where would they go? I know that I regularly listen to your YouTube channel because I love the music.
Right. So you'll find me. My YouTube channel name is Donstrumental. So you'll find me over there. My website, there's not a lot goes on my website, but that's called the Reggae Bass Hub. And my email is don@reggaebassHub.com. That's where you find me. Instagram, there's just loads of cobwebs over there. Yeah. When I got into YouTube, I was just looking at which ones got the most engagement. Instagram's quite flashy and I'm not really into the whole, oh, look, I've been here and look what hotel I'm staying in, and and I'm about to get onto a plane. I'm not really too much into that stuff, even though a lot of people say, oh, you need to post more on Instagram. But I just found it, this is just another thing that's taking up my time. I'm just putting everything into YouTube. Yeah. And that's kind of worked for me, so I've not really bothered too much over on Instagram.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I think that all the platforms work. You've just got to give them what they're requesting and what works for their sort of algorithm, or socials. I see are very different. I see YouTube as a search engine, and you've certainly nailed the YouTube niche anyway. So well done. Is there anything else that you wanted to share before we wrap up the chat today?
All I can tell anyone is it is as simple as it sounds. Trust the process, Tim has a way of explaining things really simply, and I think I have to hear things in even how I teach bass. I have to break it down so that, you know, an idiot can understand it. So I'm the idiot. So you break things down that I can understand it simply, and you know, and it all started to make sense. And yeah, I just trusted in what you were telling me, and it works.
It works.
It definitely works. Yeah.
Amazing. Don, thanks so much for your time on the call, and thanks so much for trusting me, you know, as your online business coach. And it was fantastic working with you, and you know, seeing your results, both working with you and then what you're doing now on your own, which is music to my ears. So yeah, thank you very much for that. But,
thank you, Tim. Yeah. Been a pleasure.
Hopefully we'll catch up in 3D again sometime soon, whenever you're
for sure.
gigging in the UK.
Definitely. I'll definitely be giving you a shout. See you in the front row jigging away.
Perfect. All right, thanks, Don, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
So there we have it. Hopefully you've learned something about Don's journey and how it can be applicable to you and your online business journey wherever you may be. But as you've watched all the way to the end, I have a free gift for you as a thank you from me. If you want to know my entire online business strategy, I pull back the curtain in an online on-demand workshop. You can simply head to timpeakman.com/workshop and get access to an on-demand workshop. And in this workshop, I walk and talk you through how to start your online business and how to generate your first $1,000 of online revenue in my 4-step process. That link once more, timpeakman.com/workshop. If you wanted to reach out to Don, all of his handles are going to be down below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this interview, and I look forward to seeing you on another video soon.